Hey Taurus, this is Perrymore Tarot's daily reading for November 5th, 2025. This is for Taurus. Last shuffle. Okay. For Taurus, let's do it one more time. Okay. So Taurus, we have your higher self and we have a creative endeavor. Well, this is telling me about your true intentions, right? Where you're coming from the heart on something. If you are your best bet, your best energy, the best way that you can like channel your energy would be towards something creative, whether this is art, music, dance, the written word, the spoken word, whatever it is, in any form that's creative and it's all unique unto you is the best thing to do. They're showing that you have so many creative opportunities. Some of you would need to start researching a class or going into some sort of I wouldn't say a program, but like learning more about your craft, whatever it is that you are doing or that you have going on. That's just all your own, right? You want to learn more about it. They're wanting you to do as much research as possible. Whatever it is that you may like, when you finally look at it, you go, this is meant to be my life's work, or I really want to pursue this. You really want to do a little bit of research. Like if this is social media, you want to do something with your algorithm, look into those types of things. I'm only saying that because they're giving me student energy and they're telling me that there's something that you're meant to record or put out. They're giving me that you're somewhat of a scribe, right? So they want you to say to yourself, though, I do not have to prove myself to anyone. So this would not be about, I really wouldn't even, I don't know about the algorithm aspect of things, because now that I'm hearing that, it almost feels like you can't worry about what anyone's going to think about what you're going to do. You can't worry about whether anyone's going to approve of what you do. They want you to be a guiding light. Some of you are leaders in like a prolific leader type of person. Like you change people, you show a side of yourself that makes it okay for others to show a side of themselves. That's what you're meant to do. You're meant to manifest a miracle for yourself. They're telling me that a dream about your dream of yours is about to come true. A lot of you are maybe going through somewhat of a spiritual awakening. Like there's a cross between our religious upbringing and our spiritual path that I'm seeing also here. That some of you may need to employ more of a spiritual approach to what you're doing. Doesn't mean that all of a sudden you got to change what you're saying and start, or changing everything that you're doing and be like, well, from here on out, I'm no longer going to speak on this or I'm no longer going to act this way, but more so of just, I would say, do more research about your beliefs. They want you to feel comfortable. There may be something that makes you uncomfortable about your spiritual beliefs. Some of you, especially when it comes to love, they're telling me that someone in your life has benefited greatly from their religious upbringing. I can somewhat relate to this because I kid you, like I'm sure a lot of you know I used to be a Mormon, and most of the people that I rubbed shoulders with were wealthy, and there was a financial plan for the teens to be able to become a millionaire by a certain age. Most of the people I knew were well off, I mean, well off. Like it didn't make any sense. They didn't think about it. They hosted all the parties. This would be the person that would donate the most or fund so and so and this, that, and the third. And oh, you guys don't have it, we got it. Don't worry about it, kind of vibe. And it used to be very intriguing to me. Like do how is a grouping of people so well off? But I see that energy. I'm only throwing that out there, but just from a personal note, and it's not about me. So I got a comment about that. I was like, it's not about you. I'm like, you're so right about that. Let me rephrase. You're absolutely correct. No worries. But what I'm seeing is a person who may have benefited from this. They could, whatever it is, it doesn't matter what background. It could be like Catholic, a Catholic, or like Catholicism, or it could have been from any faction of any grouping of whatever. I'm just getting that off of this. And so I'm just telling you about the person that I'm seeing, or a person involved. They're telling me that even for you, you may have benefited greatly from maybe an upbringing, right? But now that you may have learned something that you did not know, maybe gotten more information and are able to go more in depth on something now. And so you realize that you can have what you want, but it's coming through a different avenue, or it's, you know what I mean? Like maybe you're like, I light a candle now and I, you know, say thank you to Mother Earth, and instead of maybe a religious figure. It could be that, but it may be causing a lot of pain. I feel that it's very important to forgive people for judging you in so many ways. If you have decided to change maybe some of the things that you're doing, or maybe your beliefs have changed, and it's due to just the path that we're on. Like everyone here, we're not meant to all believe the same exact thing. We're all very different and uniquely made. That's the truth of it, right? And even in many different religious backgrounds, that's the truth of it. That we're all unique. That's one thing that comes out. It's like you have your will, you have your free agency, your free will, and we are all unique, right? So everyone is not meant to believe in the same thing and follow a tradition of a man. That goes against the spiritual condition or spiritual path that we're meant to be on. Everyone has their own. So there's something about forgiving other people, understanding that just like you have your own, they do too. And just because they don't accept where you are doesn't make theirs any less meaningful or yours any less meaningful. And so they want you to be at home or at comforted by where you are, and to realize that it doesn't matter whether anyone believes. I mean, if you just go into Christianity, for instance, Jesus wasn't accepted by everyone. He came for them, and they still didn't accept him. So what makes you feel like you're going to be accepted by for what you believe? So there's something here about that, or your path, or whatever it is you're wanting to do. They're throwing this out here, so I'm just giving it to you. I'm not trying to preach right now, to be honest with you. I'm just telling you what's here. They want you to understand that. I'm seeing your eighth house placements, which usually speaks of the inheritance. So I feel like this may have been an inherited pathway that maybe a relative of yours, passed on relative, or an ancestor way back when, was on this same path, and they decided to conform so that they could be accepted, but they never really truly converted or believed. And so there's something about this being an inheritance, and that you're just being like regenerating the same kind of pathway. They're throwing that out here as well, and they're wanting you to know that you're paying off the debt of your bloodline or something. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave that there, okay? Um, but yeah, the Page of Pentacles and Five of Pentacles with the creative endeavor is about learning more about something that maybe you just don't know as much about, and that it helps to aid some kind of creative endeavor that you are embarking on. So it could be any creative endeavor, something that's just Taurus's, right? You could be doing the same thing as everyone else, but you're tweaking it, and it's got your name all over it. That, oh my goodness, how about that? Page of Pentacles and the Five of Pentacles again. Kindred partnership. This is a person in your space. I've actually never seen that, so I'm just intrigued. Spirit, what's going on here? Uh, this is a person in your space that feels very inadequate. 7, 5, 6. They feel somewhat inadequate. They're learning more about something, and I also feel like they're trying to. They may be very inquisitive. I feel like this person may be somewhat deficient in knowledge, right? Same as you, but you know more about something that they don't know, and they know more about something than you do. So it's important to converge, communicate, forgive this person for being ignorant, I guess the best way to put this. Just know that you need to ground yourself in being the love. Forgive people, for they really don't know. They really know not what they do. They really don't. From what I'm seeing, it's like this is ignorance talking, and that's like a sad thing. And it's almost like they almost want you to feel bad for them, but free yourself from the pain that you may be experiencing. They want you to stay strong, okay, and be that guiding light. Some of you need to ground yourself and be the love that you want in your situation. So that would be about acceptance, accepting people for where they are, understanding that they don't know something, and that sometimes fear of the unknown is what drives people to be whatever the heck, arrogant, narcissistic almost in nature. I don't think this person is a narcissist, but we all have narcissistic tendencies. Every single person does, every human being. But to be a full-blown narcissist is a whole different ball game. I don't see this person as being that, but I do see that they have some issues. Okay, I'm seeing a root chakra blockage in this situation, and it could be in you or it could be in them. Kindred partnerships sometimes could be a romantic connection, doesn't necessarily have to be. But if this is a romantic partnership, I feel that this person is going to learn so much from you, and you're going to learn so much from them. And it opens up the doors to a bigger, even larger spiritual awakening for both of you. So it's like a dream come true that perhaps they've been getting along to get along, but now they're really grasping something, and so are you. It's a beautiful thing if you're in a connection with someone like that. If not, this is a business partnership, a friend. These are people that are on the search for truth just like you. This is like, I'm on the search for truth, I don't know it. But coming together, you together find the missing piece to something else, and you get closer to the truth, which is a beautiful thing. But your root chakra energy, I see that if you are surrounded, or you're around this person, or you happen to they live in the same household as you, what have you, you want to use 256 hertz, and you want to play that frequency in the background, right? It helps to ground someone. It helps to ground you and the person. Okay. Sense of smell is really important to root chakra. If you want to balance it, sense of smell is important. And the smells that I would say to use would be patchouli, vetiver, sandalwood, frankincense, cedarwood. These are all like sweet scents, though. Really nice. They're not acrid. They're like really sweet. Um, of course, the root chakra, as we all know, is in the base of the spine, which is it corresponds with like the perineum, the rectum, the pelvis, the large intestine, the bones, the feet, the legs, the lower back too, and the adrenal glands, which is like adrenaline, aldosterone, cortisol, right? The stress hormones, the ones that the fight or flights, and and when it's unbalanced, this is how you'll know if it's this person or it could even be you. When it's unbalanced, you experience like an existential dread. This person may be in a doomsday mind state. They could be considered narcissistic to some degree. I don't think that they're narcissistic, like I was saying. I don't think that. I think that there's a deficiency, and narcissism is rooted in insecurities. Rooted. They may be quite lazy, or they may be lazier. Like you may find like it's so. What does it take? 5 steps to get this done, and they're too tired to do it. But then they're depressed because it's there, but they won't do this, kind of thing. I see persistent anxiety. There's a lot of stress, depression, fear, powerlessness, they can't trust anything. They barely trust you. Combative against something, maybe. Um, they feel unsafe. They feel it's like a disconnection there. You might feel like they're shutting you out. You may be shutting them out. Maybe both of you are. They may be experiencing, or you, colon issues, frequent constipation, sciatica, like sciatic nerve issues, right? Lower back pain, bone issues, kidney and bladder issues. Okay. Um, you'll want to use these crystals around them or around yourself. You have them in the home, and at your desk, in your car, in your pocket. Wear them in jewelry. Bloodstone, hematite, garnet, red jasper, and smoky quartz. And you want to eat more root vegetables like potatoes, sweet potatoes, carrots, ginger, onions, garlic, turnips, that kind of thing. The stuff in the ground that root. You want to eat more red foods, red meats, protein. Um, raspberries, strawberries, tomatoes, those type of things, red peppers, and that kind of thing. You want to try that, okay, for you or this energy, because I'm seeing you both carrying the same thing. You and someone else carrying the same energy, and it could just be someone that you work with, right, or whatever the case is. It's just like it's weighing things down. But I also see an ability to communicate and understand each other, and give and receive, and sharing of information that will change the game. I'm seeing angel number 0505. I feel like there's an unexpected shift occurring between you and someone too. This is like saying, it's like pursue what interests you most. I see a creative endeavor energy, right? And whatever you're pursuing, it's going to rock the boat for sure, but it lands you right where you're meant to be. right? You might be in, it might be in this person's arms, someone's arms, the right person, the dream job. Perhaps it changes the morale and the atmosphere of your job, or it opens up opportunities to travel abroad, which is the Six of Swords here. New beginnings, Six of Swords and the Eight of Cups. This is about things getting better. We're going in depth and we're leaving behind things that don't work. Who cares about that concept or that belief or whatever? Who cares? It's not helping us at all. Let's go further. Let's go deeper. Let's make this better. So I do see that for you, which is beautiful. Beautiful. I love this. This is wild though. The fact that the same cards came out and it's like you're mirroring each other. You and someone else are mirrors of trying to understand something more than, you know, more than we have, getting further in depth into what we believe in this world and what we know to be true and what we hope to be true and what we want to be true, but what actually is. I want you to forgive them though, because I swear that I feels like this person is um, lost. You could be dealing with a Sagittarius. I'm also seeing another Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo. So you could be dealing with a Sagittarius, Capricorn cusp. If you're not dealing with those signs, which you don't have to be, those signs could also be in your chart. If you'd like to book a personal reading with me, my links are on my page. Peace, love, and light. Take care.